Dun dun dun! It's the death card! And guess what? Spoiler alert, when the death card comes up, no, it doesn't mean you're gonna die. No, it doesn't mean necessarily that someone in your life is gonna die. What it really symbolizes is change. So, let me show you another depiction of the death card in the tarot. And I love this depiction because it's showing you that you're leaving one space and going into another space, that you've got a vision of something new. And the death card is really indicating to you that it's time to leave a chapter behind. It's time for growth. It's time for the new adventure. So, just because someone is a psychic doesn't necessarily mean that they are a medium that wants to talk to your Aunt Tessie and your Uncle Bob. This is a huge myth out there, and a lot of it is perpetuated by the fact that media has put out there that everybody sees dead people, right? But that's not always the case. For example, I call myself an intuitive psychic or a psychic intuitive, but I'm also a medium. I can talk to your loved ones in spirit, but it's not my main forte. It's not my main mode of receiving. I tend to be a medium for the archangels, the ascended masters, for your spirit guides, for those higher guides out in the world. Yeah, I can talk to your Aunt Tessie, but it's not my favorite thing to do, and it's not my specialty. So if you're really wanting to talk to a loved one in spirit, a loved one who's passed, you want to make sure that you're asking the right questions. You want to make sure that they are the type of medium that connects with loved ones that have crossed over onto the other side.
Why is it when people want to talk to mediums, they never want to solve crimes? I would think if I could get a medium like, hey, I need to find out where they hid Jimmy Hoffa.
Oh, sure. And you know, that's the sad part of it is there are mediums out there who do that. They get that information all the freaking time. But because the psychic world, the metaphysical world has been bastardized and demonized for so long, it's automatically like you're discredited before you even get out of the gate. But, you know, I mean, sure, there are a lot of fake psychics out there, people who are looking for their 15 minutes of fame, but there are a lot of real honest to goodness ones too, and they really can help you out. And that's what's really interesting is if you go back to, or if you look kind of under the surface, law enforcement for a long time has worked with psychic mediums.
I was just going to say that because I watch a lot of forensic files, and I've seen where there's departments where there's a detective. He's like, if I get stuck, there's a psychic person. And I've also saw forensic files where they've been led astray, but I've seen a lot where they have actually told them exactly what was happening or given them really, really good clues.
Yeah.
Because
that breaks open the case.
Intuitive. I was watching a really famous one, and I can't remember the name of it, but it was a person that was missing, and it was in a city, you know, kind of like the Miami feel, concrete jungles, right? And she's like, I'm getting a lot of green and a lot of wood. And they're like, what? No. It's gotta be in a wooded area. They're like, ma'am, the closest heavily wooded area is like 45 miles away from the scene. And they went, there was an abandoned barn, and that's exactly where the body was.
Yeah. And that's the thing is with the psychic guidance, sometimes you can't take it super literally, or sometimes you have to be really open-minded to it. Because if you think, okay, concrete jungle doesn't mean that there are no trees. It means that you're looking for something, a needle in a haystack, in essence. But that needle in a haystack is, you know, shining, burning brightly. You know, if you're surrounded by concrete, take advantage of that, looking for places where there are tons of trees, because that is a genuine clue to help you break open the case and to find that person.
And another awesome thing was the picture that they had of her wearing like a white shirt and blue pants, which was the last time she was seen, which was the picture they were using. Yeah. She said, no, orange. I'm getting orange. And she was found in an orange jacket.
Wow.
Somebody was like, she killed her.
Yes. Oh, no. And see, that's the other thing is it just makes psychics afraid to come forward because they're the ones who end up getting accused of things, and they go through all sorts of bullshit And they're just like, listen, I just want to help. Like, I didn't ask for this information. It just came to me. So here you go.
Well, it's the murder she wrote syndrome. Everywhere Angela Lansbury goes, someone dies.
That's so true.
I also showed you a video of the TikTok psychic that got sued because
Yeah.
she was harassing police with saying a certain someone killed these students, which is already a horrific thing to talk about anyway.
Oh my God, like wrongful accusation. I mean, you
Yeah.
just don't do that. You don't do that to a person. You know, it's called having integrity. That's something I'm really big on for myself in my own practice is, you know, I'm not going to give you information. I might receive a bunch of information about you. I might receive something, you know, that here's a really good example. And this is a basic example, but one that happens quite a bit. I will get the feeling that someone is, you know, they're reaching out about their relationship, and I'm getting that someone in the relationship is being unfaithful. I can choose to just come right out that and say, oh my God, you know, your guy is this and your guy is that, or this is what's happening. And honey, look at this. But I also recognize that it's integrity, and I don't always know exactly what they're trying to convey. It's not my job to interpret. It's my job to pass on the message. But it is within my integrity to make sure that I do no harm. So if I'm receiving information, I'm going to be very careful with how I deliver that information. And I might ask a question or two as I'm leading in. I might suggest it. And then if the person opens up or wants to know more, then I can share with them what it is. But there really is, I want to say you just have to be so careful. You can't go around just accusing people based on psychic guidance, because you might be misinterpreting what the symbol is that is coming up for you. Remember, you are the conduit for the message. It's not about you. Leave your ego at the door. It is about you passing on messages and information, and you as the conduit has the ability to pick and choose what it is that you're actually going to convey and how you choose to convey what it is that you're receiving.
Yes, because perfectly about 5 actual psychics responded, and the one thing that they pointed out that says that it makes no sense was she kept wanting to go to court to prove the information that she had, and the psychic is like, no, if you have the information already, you give them the information. You don't go to court to give them the information. That makes no sense.
Yeah, no, she basically stepped on her tongue
and had to double down.
She chose to be right versus happy, right? She chose to die on her sword. And, you know, I haven't followed all of it, but from what I understand, she basically got her hat handed to her, and rightfully so. You just don't do that shit.
No, you don't. And just like with any community, when you have people that do that, it makes, you know, I always say this to you, Hollywood has ruined the psychic enough.
Oh, yeah.
You need fake psychics jumping in on that too.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, it's bad enough. I always like to say, you know, we need to stick together, right? Like, rather than working against ourselves, because there are already enough people out there who are hugely skeptical and waiting for you to fail, that, you know, you get these other ones that are coming in and they're just giving us all a bad rap. And it's like, listen, if you don't have anything nice to say, just don't say anything at all. Like, go a different direction. Like, there are so many different things that you can do. Don't give us all a bad rap.
Wait, if you all stick together, wouldn't that be a coven? No, that's the next Mythbuster. Psychics aren't witches!
I have a story about that. It's actually a really good one. That's our show for today. I hope you enjoyed it. It was great to connect with you guys. Please like, subscribe, and comment for more content like this. And feel free to follow me on Blue Sky for even more content every single day. Can't wait to see you guys next week for another installment of Black Feather Couture, Divining the VIP Life.